These are such strange times, both socially and personally. I've been feeling so strange lately. Someone once said that in times of tribulation, we would encounter the forgotten past. That forgotten past but never separated. I think I messed up my life as a teenager, although at the time I wasn't aware of it. I even fell in love. However, I let go of that love to embark on a dream as crazy as it was stupid. A dream that brought me great professional success. I had everything I wanted and everything I desired. But who would have thought that gestures, actions, phrases, and decisions that were superfluous to me at 15 would be nothing short of torment almost 25 years later? Felix Humpinera hit the nail on the head when he said that we would face those forgotten pasts that we thought we had overcome. Life had to come with an instruction manual or an alarm that warned us when we were screwing up. You can turn back time to fix anything, and that's tough. In recent months, I have felt a brutal need to reconnect with my past, and the more I dig, the more things reappear, unresolved emotional and intellectual issues. The other day, I remember the first and last name of a girl I liked when I was 15. We never spoke. She went to the same school as me but was from another district. I remember she rode a scooter, and I remember that we constantly crossed paths in some hallway and looked at each other. You know, we were teenagers. I liked that girl so much. There was a very intense connection, but I left school and didn't see her again for months. I saw that she already had a boyfriend, and it hurt me. After remembering her name, I felt the need to search for her on social media. I wanted to know what had become of her, how her life had been, and I found her. She barely has any photos on her profile, one with her daughters and photos of seaside landscapes. She likes the sea, like me. But she had one from when she was young, about 4 years after I left. I had almost forgotten her face, and it was quite an emotional blow to see her again. It was 3 days ago. Her photo is a selfie of her face, and it seems like she's looking at me with that subtle smile, just like when we were 15. I remember her gaze staining my chest strongly, like I've never felt since. I was truly in love with that girl, and I think she was the love of my life because I can't get her out of my head. It weighs on me never even having spoken to her. I never heard her voice. We just looked at each other in the eyes and smiled subtly. Now I look at that photo, and her gaze seems alive. It makes me feel the same. It weighs so heavily on me not having spoken to her. Teenage infatuation may seem like a silly thing, but I think it's something that emotionally marks the soul. We never spoke, but we crossed gazes even in moments of a crowd. This girl was simple, with a humble attitude, and her gaze mixed malice, in the good sense, with a lot of tenderness. I think real infatuation is teenage infatuation. I think biology is to make us fall in love in adolescence because it is the peak of fantasy. After adolescence, fantasy begins to decline, and we become cold, pessimistic, resigned. Even I myself have recently felt a certain loss of sensitivity, which I recover when I return to my poetic world, and finding this girl's photo has been a blast of sensitivity. It has made me feel the same way I felt in adolescence when I fell in love. It has made me remember details and moments that I cannot explain how they could have survived in my memory without being noticed. When I saw this girl's social media, which has very little or no content, My first impression was a mixture of nostalgia, tenderness, and a certain feeling similar to envy. I thought, maybe things didn't go well for her in life. Maybe she is sad. But I remembered her as so funny and cute, looking at me in that way, and I couldn't wish her any harm. I wanted all the happiness for her. That bad gesture of the spirit emerged in me, but I detected its poison, and my loving feeling was much stronger. I wish her to be happy. I think that those who do not have a loving nature would feel that poison of envy, and a beautiful memory would become a self-destructive venom of hatred. On the one hand, I regret not having approached her in adolescence. We caught each other with our eyes. But on the other hand, I think that maybe it had to be this way, to go through this episode of looking back in my life. The sea, the place where I come to cultivate the body and mind. When I swim, it is when I can better order my thoughts. Brothers, I am processing unresolved episodes from my past, some of them very tough, but really, this one is the most complicated and is generating the most psychic and emotional chaos in me. In the end, all those gurus of the New Age are right. Even though they do not understand very well what they are saying, the answer is love. Love, for example, has saved me from being poisoned by the devil on this occasion. The memory of her grace, her gaze, when I saw her walking out of school without her seeing me, remembering the magic she gave me with her mere existence, how beautiful she looked. All of that was stronger than the devil's words telling me, hate her. If she is not happy with you, let her not be happy with anyone. Vibrating in love is that. How long have I been swimming? I'm so tired. Should I let myself go? No, I should go back now. Why this girl? Why now? More than 20 years later, has it generated a hurricane of emotions in me? Obviously, it has nothing to do with the girl. Although I do not take away her merit, she really made me fall in love. But it has to do with me, with how I felt life in adolescence, and how I feel it now. When I saw the photo and connected again with her gaze, I surprised myself feeling exactly what I felt at 15 or 16 years old. Or was it 17? I don't remember well. The point is that what I felt in my chest and in my thoughts when I saw her is the same feeling as almost 25 years ago. I felt the same way I felt in adolescence. I felt like a teenager. And that feeling, that emotion, contrasts grotesquely with today's self. And then I realized that life stole my illusion. Life grabs our hearts filled with adolescent dreams, only to bring them down with a blade and bleed them dry. We live in a world of broken hearts, and now I fall. I say to myself, damn it, but I had dreams. I was naive and romantic. I had so many aspirations, and I fell purely in love with that girl. The world is a slaughterhouse of hearts. I can't help feeling so sad. I wonder if this girl remembers me today.
Michael, is that you?
Andrea.
I've been thinking a lot about you.